This is something that I've seen my whole life, family. When I tell you my whole life, I grew up in the church as a little boy. So I've seen this my whole life. Pastors, leaders come up in the church. All of a sudden, they get a calling. They do some good things. They got some powerful messages. There's some good people. They get the word. They get the calling from God. God told me to open up a church. Then guess what they go do? They lead a ministry that they was under, and they go get themselves a church. A lot of the times, they already got it cracking before they even make the announcement. You already hear about it. But see, what happens here is, and what I witnessed was so many pastors leaving before time. They didn't serve long enough. They didn't do enough. They didn't get enough apprenticeship. Okay. There's a reason why these things exist. And yes, you don't technically have to get a a degree and all these type of things. And even that stuff doesn't matter, family, because the bottom line is a degree and a word that you got from God doesn't determine whether you should be opening and starting your own church. And I've seen so many leaders open up their own churches, open up their own things too soon. And I still see it today, family. Okay. And this is the problem. All right. They get burned out eventually. Of course they do. They quit. And I've seen these things in my own eyes, and I continue to see it nowadays. It's like clockwork. You cannot escape the exhaustion and the depletion that comes with restoration, family. Just because you feel like God is telling you to go and have your own church and that you're going to get your own church, that doesn't necessarily mean that He means that you need to actually go and do that, family. Remember, God is always dealing with us from the inside out. So remember, God is always going to be working on our inner purity before we experience it on the exterior. Think about it, family. It takes time for wine to age. It takes time for fruit, the seed, to get to the fruit to where we can consume it. Think about it. It's the same thing with ministry. It has to be this way. And see, since it has not, and this is what I've witnessed this with my own eyes for so long, my whole life. I can literally say this my whole life is pastors leaving the church, leaving service, leaving apprenticeship, leaving the classroom too early. So I know if I just seen it in my little bit, you know, it exists and it's a problem. And you know what, family? It's not nothing to talk about or shame. Listen, this is not about that, but why would we not want to be real with ourselves? Why would we not want to get the restoration that we need so that we can continue and charge forward for the kingdom? Not for our reputations, not for our money, not for our church numbers, none of these things, but to push the kingdom of God forward. See, that's what happens when pastors don't get the help they need. They lie to themselves. And then they'll give up ministry, and go serve up under somebody else again. Family, I've seen it all. Okay. I've seen a lot of them crash out, honestly, and just go right back to doing what they was doing before. And these are great men, family. These are men that, oh my goodness, man, they was rocking the church, but they left too soon. And then when that happened, they didn't get the help that they needed, because why? They wasn't getting the worldly success that they thought they was gonna get. But we know, family, that's only a facade. But individuals who put it all on that, those are the ones who end up tapping out the soonest. And unfortunately, most pastors that are burned out these days are pastors that got into ministry too soon. Okay, you didn't let that wine age. Okay, you didn't understand the concept of the greatest among you will be the servant, not the one with the most likes, not the one with the most money, not the one with the most anything, the one who can serve at the highest level.